Hello there, my name is Marcelle and I am a practitioner of the Tantric arts. I've been working with traditional Tantra as well as Neo Tantra in my own life, where I've healed my own sexual trauma and learned some deep tools along the path to share with others and support others with their own journeys of healing and unfolding. So I present these videos as the sharing of wisdom that I've gleaned on this path. And if you have any questions that you'd like to ask, which I will create a video around supporting you as well as others on this journey, please feel free to leave them in the suggestion in the comment box. So, my first question for today is, what is the difference between intimacy with yourself and intimacy with another in a tantric sense? So, I work with men, I work with women and couples. And my introduction with people working with me is for them to learn what it means to experience intimacy with themselves. And I always say that you cannot experience intimacy with another unless you've truly cultivated that awareness and understanding of what that intimacy with yourself looks like first. And so the process of undergoing this journey with me is that through the body work, we allow the body to communicate what is stuck or where there is trauma or where there is blockage or fear. And the reason that happens is through this journey that I take you on, we are not only working with practices that help build your frequency, we are also working with building your awareness of how it is that you're looking at your life, where it is that you are potentially stuck around something that you're needing to move through, and where there are aspects of your life that are not in full expression of what they can be. So, for instance, a woman around her sexuality and has been taught to be the good girl around her sexuality, and therefore she represses that raw power that actually wants to come through. Or the man who is trying to be perceived in a certain way in order to be either fit in or for his ego to boost in a certain way, he is also denying his own raw energy from coming through. So we are really exploring intimacy with ourselves when we can start allowing those deeper, more primal aspects of ourselves to have a voice, to have an expression. Um, Fear, shame, um, rage, anxiety. A lot of it comes from our childhood. It comes from the traumas that we've been experienced, where we haven't been listened to or validated properly as children, where we were not nurtured or supported or held, um, where we were reduced or shamed or diminished, especially around our sexuality, or where we were programmed or conditioned to believe that this is how we should behave and this is who we are. And all of this leaves an imprint in the body and it creates a contraction. And so that when we enter into lovemaking or intimacy with another, we have these little areas of shame or no's that exist within our being, that when we come into intimacy with another, we are only showing a fraction of ourselves because we've not allowed ourselves to meet those parts of ourselves that we're saying no to. So when we do this work one on one, I take people on a journey so that they can start meeting their no's, so that they can start meeting those parts of themselves that they are pushing away or not even conscious of. And we do it through the body because the body is the storehouse of all these contractions. And we do it through the sexuality because the sexual energy is where we hold the most of our shame and our conditioning. And when you put someone naked on a table and blindfold them, it's going to bring stuff to the surface. It's going to bring up conditioning. It's going to bring up that vulnerable little 5-year-old. It's going to bring up fears. And through the process of them being completely present with allowing themselves to meet whatever it's triggering, this is where the healing starts happening. And this is where they free themselves of those parts of themselves that they've been pushing away. And this is where they start becoming more intimate with themselves. And so once we've gone through that process with ourselves, we then become more comfortable in experiencing it with another, where we are raw in our realness and our humanness, and therefore we give permission to the other to be in their realness and their rawness. And we are comfortable with the other being in their realness and their rawness. And when we are two humans, both comfortable with our realness and our rawness and warts and all, that's when we can experience real intimacy. Because there's not this protection or defense or guardedness or performance to have this exchange with the other, where in actual fact neither of us are really even meeting to begin with, because we do not really know who ourselves are, and therefore we cannot see the other properly. So the tantric path explores that dissolving, that surrendering, that healing, and that receptivity. And it's the saying, yes, I'm going to lean into this, as uncomfortable as it is. And through doing that, we are then able to experience a deeper level of intimacy with the other. And it's beautiful and it's painful and it's gut-wrenching and it's uncomfortable, and we do it because we want to be free. And because we want to have deeper, more intimate experiences with another. And then when two people are both in that space, it means that they can start entering into an even deeper, intimate exchange with each other that's very healing, because both parties are in the real. And then when we bring the love making into that, the exchange is based on that realness and that presence and that connection to the body and the pleasure that arises from that. And they are on a journey together. And this journey is not about an outcome, it's about being in the moment. I hope that answered some thoughts or inspired you in some way, and I would like to keep answering these questions. So if there is something that you'd like to know, or you felt triggered or inspired by this, please feel free to leave a question in the comment box, and let's see if we can create another video around it so that your questions are answered and it supports others as well. So if you're still here watching, thank you for your time. Bye for now.